Have you ever wondered what life is really about? Why do we go through ups and downs? Or why certain events seem to be written in our destiny? These are questions that have echoed throughout time. It's easy to get caught up in the daily grind, in the struggle for survival, and forget that there's something much deeper behind our existence. In truth, every life is a journey of the soul, a journey that's not meant to be about comfort or ease, but growth and evolution. Imagine, before we were born into this world, we existed as souls with no physical form, no limitation of time or space. We were pure consciousness, and we chose to embark on a journey of life, not just for the sake of living, but for a higher purpose, to grow. This is where the journey of the soul begins. Before we were born, we made a decision to experience life in a particular way, knowing that we would face challenges, suffering, and even joy. But why choose such a difficult path? Because the soul's evolution isn't about living a life of comfort. It's about learning, growing, and eventually reaching a state of enlightenment, of fulfillment. Life's purpose isn't just about surviving the physical world. It's about what we learn along the way. Every decision we make, every relationship we build, every hardship we face, it all has a purpose. It's all part of the soul's journey. And while it may seem overwhelming at times, the struggles we go through are exactly what we need to move forward. Just like a seed must break through the earth to grow into a tree, we must break through our own limitations to reach our full potential. You may wonder, why do we forget our true nature when we're born? Why do we enter this world not knowing who we really are? It's as though we begin with a blank slate, only to fill it up with experiences that challenge us. This forgetting is not by mistake. It's essential to the soul's journey. The soul chooses to forget in order to experience life with fresh eyes, to learn lessons that would otherwise be missed. It's through these lessons that we find our true purpose. Now, I want to hear your thoughts on this. Have you ever felt that life is more than just a series of random events? Do you believe that your soul is on a journey, evolving with every step? Share your thoughts with me in the comments below. If you're enjoying this deep dive into life's mysteries, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more. Let's continue this journey together. Have you ever asked yourself why we face challenges in life? Why do we have to struggle, go through pain, or experience setbacks? These questions often arise when we're confronted with difficulties that feel unbearable, as though we've been handed more than we can handle. It's natural to seek comfort and to wish for an easier path. But what if we told you that challenges are not just random occurrences, nor are they obstacles to avoid? What if we viewed them as purposeful steps on the journey of our soul's evolution? We live in a world where the quest for success and happiness is often defined by external achievements, career, wealth, relationships, and status. But if we look deeper, we realize that the true essence of growth lies not in achieving external goals, but in overcoming the internal obstacles that shape us. The challenges we face, however difficult they may seem, are not there to break us. Instead, they are the very tools that build our strength, resilience, and character. Every challenge is an opportunity, a unique opportunity for growth, transformation, and self-discovery. From a higher perspective, challenges are not just random events that happen to us. They are carefully crafted experiences designed by the soul before we enter this physical world. Before we were born, we chose certain lessons we wanted to learn, and these lessons often come in the form of challenges. We entered this life knowing that we would face obstacles, but we also knew that through overcoming them, we would grow and evolve. One of the most profound aspects of challenges is their ability to reveal our true selves. When everything is going smoothly, it's easy to feel content, but it is in the moments of struggle, when we're pushed to our limits, that we discover what we're truly made of. Challenges test our courage, our patience, and our faith in ourselves and the universe. They force us to look inward, to question our beliefs, and to confront the parts of ourselves that we may have been avoiding. Consider the process of a diamond being formed. A diamond is created under immense pressure and heat. If the carbon material were to remain untested, it would never become the radiant stone we admire. In the same way, our challenges act as the pressure that molds us into the best versions of ourselves. It is only through the fire of adversity that we truly understand our inner strength. This doesn't mean that we should welcome suffering or seek out hardships, but rather, we should recognize that challenges are a part of the natural rhythm of life. They're not there to punish us, they're there to teach us. There's a saying, "What doesn't kill you makes you stronger." While this may sound cliché, there's a profound truth to it. Our experiences of hardship shape who we are, sometimes in ways that are invisible to us in the moment. It's easy to focus on the immediate discomfort of a situation, but if we take a step back and reflect, we often realize that the toughest times in our lives are the ones that taught us the most important lessons. Challenges help us develop essential qualities such as resilience, perseverance, patience, and humility. These qualities don't come from moments of success, but from the moments when we fall and rise again. In many ways, it's not the destination that matters most. It's the journey itself and the person we become along the way. Through challenges, we also learn to trust the process of life. When faced with hardship, we may question why things aren't going the way we planned. We may feel lost, confused, or even angry. But in those moments, it's important to remember that the universe, or whatever higher force you believe in, is working with us, not against us. Sometimes, the greatest blessings come disguised as challenges. What we perceive as a setback may be the very thing that aligns us with our higher purpose, pushing us toward a greater destiny than we ever imagined. It's also important to recognize that we don't have to face challenges alone. While each of us has our own unique journey, the support of others can make a world of difference, whether it's through family, friends, or even strangers who cross our paths. We find strength in community. Sometimes, it's the presence of another person that reminds us that we're not alone in our struggles. Together, we can help each other navigate the rough waters of life and emerge stronger than before. We all experience challenges, but no two challenges are exactly the same. What may feel difficult for one person may be a minor obstacle for another. This is because each challenge is unique to our soul's journey, designed specifically to teach us what we need to learn. The same challenge may look different depending on our perspective. Some may see it as a burden, while others may see it as a blessing in disguise. The key to embracing challenges lies in how we approach them. Instead of viewing them as roadblocks, we can see them as opportunities for growth. Instead of fearing them, we can learn to face them with courage and openness. Life will never be without challenges, but with the right mindset, we can navigate them with grace and wisdom. Each time we overcome a challenge, we become a little wiser, a little stronger, and a little more aligned with our true selves. As human beings, we embark on a journey filled with complexity, challenges, and moments of profound realization. We often think we know ourselves, our desires, and our purpose, but over time, life's experiences, external influences, and societal conditioning can cloud our true understanding of who we are at the core. We become so entwined in the physical and material world that we forget the essence of our existence, our true nature. This forgetting is not accidental. It is part of the human experience, a journey of self-discovery that, while often painful and disorienting, is essential for our growth and evolution. The truth is that at our core, each of us is a radiant, limitless soul. We are not defined by the circumstances we find ourselves in, the roles we play, or the labels we are given. We are spiritual beings having a human experience, not the other way around. Our true nature is one of pure consciousness, love, and connection to the universe. But as we grow, we begin to identify more with the external world, the physical body, our thoughts, our emotions, and our relationships. These aspects of ourselves are real, but they are not the full picture. They are temporary, ever-changing, and often misleading. We are born into a world that values external achievements. From a young age, we are taught to seek validation from others, to define our worth by what we have or what we do. Our education system, the media, and even our families often emphasize material success, social standing, and conformity. These teachings, while well-intentioned, create a disconnection from our true self. We become so focused on the pursuit of external goals, such as success, recognition, wealth, and approval that we lose sight of our inner essence. We forget that we are not here to accumulate possessions or accolades, but to experience life fully and to evolve spiritually. This forgetting process is subtle. It doesn't happen overnight. As we go through life, we accumulate layers of conditioning that shape our beliefs, fears, and desires. We start identifying ourselves with our job title, our social media profiles, our appearance, and our achievements. We may find ourselves chasing after the next promotion, the perfect relationship, or the next big thing. But no matter how much we achieve or acquire, we often find that it doesn't bring us the deep sense of fulfillment we seek. The feeling of emptiness remains, and we wonder why the success we so eagerly pursued didn't satisfy our deepest needs. One of the key reasons for this disconnect is that the true nature of who we are cannot be found in the external world. It is not something we can measure, achieve, or acquire. It is something we already are. The process of forgetting our true nature is deeply ingrained in the way we experience the world, but it is not permanent. It is possible to rediscover our true self, but it requires conscious effort, self-awareness, and, above all, a willingness to let go of the false identities we've built. The first step in reconnecting with our true nature is recognizing the illusion of the ego. The ego is the part of us that clings to external identifiers. I am my job. I am my achievements. I am my relationships. The ego convinces us that we are separate from the world around us and that our worth is based on what we have or what we do. It drives us to seek validation from others and to compare ourselves to others constantly. The ego makes us believe that we are alone, isolated beings, disconnected from the source of all life. This false sense of separation leads to anxiety, fear, and dissatisfaction. When we identify solely with the ego, we are constantly trying to protect ourselves, defend our identity, and achieve more to feel worthy. But no matter how much we accomplish, the sense of fulfillment remains elusive. The ego can never be truly satisfied because it is based on a false premise, the idea that we are separate from the whole, disconnected from the universe and from each other. To rediscover our true nature, we must look beyond the ego and recognize that we are part of something far greater than ourselves. The true self is not confined to the body or the mind. It is the awareness that exists beyond the thoughts, beyond the emotions, and beyond the physical world. It is the essence of who we are, the unchanging, eternal part of us that remains constant despite the fluctuations of life. Meditation, mindfulness, and self-inquiry are powerful tools for reconnecting with the true self. These practices help us quiet the mind, tune into the present moment, and observe the thoughts and emotions that arise without becoming attached to them. In the silence of the mind, we begin to glimpse the truth of our existence, that we are not the thoughts, the body, or the emotions. We are the awareness that observes all of these things. By cultivating this awareness, we can begin to peel away the layers of conditioning that have kept us disconnected from our true nature. Another important step in rediscovering our true self is embracing our inherent worth and letting go of the need for external validation. We often seek validation from others to affirm our worth. But this is an illusion. Our worth does not come from what we do or how others perceive us. It comes from who we are at the core. We are inherently valuable, simply by virtue of our existence. Once we realize this, we no longer need to chase after approval, recognition, or success to feel complete. We can rest in the knowledge that we are whole and perfect as we are. This process of rediscovery is not always easy. It requires us to confront the fears, doubts, and insecurities that arise when we let go of the false identities we've built. We may feel vulnerable, uncertain, or lost, but it is through this vulnerability that we find our strength. The journey to reconnect with our true nature is a deeply personal one, but it is also a universal journey. All of us, in our own way, are seeking to remember who we truly are. It is a process of shedding the illusions of the ego and returning to the truth of our divine essence. As we begin to reconnect with our true nature, we start to see the world differently. We no longer view life through the lens of separation and competition. We begin to see ourselves as part of a greater whole, interconnected with all beings. This shift in perspective brings a profound sense of peace, joy, and love. We realize that we are not separate from others or from the universe. We are all expressions of the same divine energy. In this state of awareness, we can live more authentically. We no longer need to play roles or wear masks to fit in or gain approval. We can be our true selves, vulnerable, imperfect, and free. We can embrace life's challenges as opportunities for growth, knowing that we are supported by the universe and that everything we need is already within us. In the end, the journey of remembering our true nature is not about becoming something we are not. It is about rediscovering who we have always been, divine, whole, and connected to all that is. The process of forgetting our true nature is an integral part of the human experience, but so too is the process of remembering. And as we remember, we return to the source of all love, wisdom, and peace. Life, in its rawest form, is a series of experiences, some filled with joy, others with pain, and countless moments of uncertainty. It is easy to desire a life devoid of suffering, where challenges are minimal and sacrifices are unnecessary. Yet, in the grand tapestry of our existence, suffering plays an essential role in our growth and evolution. Sacrifice, too, is a theme that threads through our experiences, often shaping our character and teaching us lessons that would otherwise remain hidden. The path to self-discovery and enlightenment is frequently paved with sacrifices, and through the lens of suffering, we learn some of the most profound truths about who we are and the world around us. We live in a society that often glorifies comfort, security, and instant gratification. The messages we receive from social media, advertising, or even our own upbringing encourage us to avoid pain at all costs and to seek out pleasure and ease. While there is nothing inherently wrong with seeking happiness and comfort, the pursuit of these alone can lead to a shallow existence. True fulfillment, the kind that nourishes the soul, often arises through the experiences that challenge us, that push us to grow, and that require us to sacrifice parts of ourselves or our desires for something greater. Sacrifice, in its truest form, is not simply about giving up something material or superficial. It is about the willingness to let go of attachments, desires, and egos that no longer serve us or the greater good. It is about choosing what is truly important over what is temporary, what is meaningful over what is convenient. The act of sacrifice, though it may seem painful or uncomfortable, is often a necessary step in the process of transformation. There are many forms of sacrifice we encounter in life. At times, it may involve giving up something tangible, such as time, resources, or relationships, in order to pursue a higher purpose. At other times, the sacrifice may be internal, letting go of old beliefs, fears, or expectations that no longer align with who we are becoming. Each form of sacrifice, no matter how small or large, carries with it a lesson. In the act of giving something up, we create space for something new to emerge. This act of release allows us to align more closely with our true purpose and to embrace the life we are meant to lead. But sacrifice is not always easy. It requires courage, trust, and an understanding that sometimes the things we hold most dear are not meant for us forever. One of the most painful forms of sacrifice is when we must let go of relationships or dreams that once seemed essential to our happiness. Whether it's the end of a friendship, the loss of a loved one, or the dissolution of a romantic partnership, these moments of separation can feel like the very fabric of our lives is being torn apart. And yet, in these moments of profound grief and loss, we often experience our greatest growth. These sacrifices force us to reevaluate what truly matters, to turn inward, and to confront our deepest emotions and fears. Suffering, in this context, becomes a teacher, a guide to self-awareness and resilience. It is through suffering that we are often awakened to our deeper truths. When we face hardship, we are no longer able to rely on the external world to provide us with meaning or validation. We are forced to look within, to find strength, patience, and wisdom that we didn't know we had. Suffering shakes us out of our complacency and challenges our assumptions about life. It teaches us that growth often comes through adversity, and that the struggles we face are not obstacles but opportunities for spiritual and emotional development. In many ways, suffering serves as a catalyst for personal transformation. Without it, we would remain stagnant, unable to evolve beyond our current limitations. The pain we experience is a reflection of the areas in our lives that need attention and healing. It is through these difficult experiences that we are given the chance to shed old wounds, to rise above our past, and to step into the fullness of who we are meant to be. Each painful experience, no matter how excruciating, holds the potential for growth and expansion. There are countless examples throughout history of individuals who have transformed their suffering into sources of strength and wisdom. Many spiritual teachers, philosophers, and visionaries have shared their experiences of hardship and loss, illustrating how their struggles ultimately led to greater insight and a deeper connection with the divine. The story of the Buddha, for instance, is one of a man who left behind a life of luxury and comfort to seek enlightenment through the suffering he encountered in the world. His journey of self-discovery was born from his willingness to confront suffering head-on and to transcend it, finding peace not in the absence of pain, but in the acceptance and understanding of it. Similarly, in the lives of many spiritual leaders, artists, and innovators, suffering becomes a crucible for transformation. In moments of hardship, they often discover their true calling and the profound lessons that lie hidden in the darkness. Many of the world's greatest contributions to art, philosophy, and science have been born out of suffering and sacrifice. The act of enduring hardship, rather than running from it, leads to the creation of something greater than the individual, a legacy that transcends personal pain and offers healing and wisdom to others. Sacrifice and suffering also play a pivotal role in relationships. True love, whether romantic or platonic, is not built on convenience or comfort alone. It requires vulnerability, compromise, and the willingness to give up parts of ourselves in order to nurture and care for another. Relationships often require sacrifices, whether it is time, energy, or emotional resources, in order to grow and evolve together. The willingness to sacrifice for the benefit of others fosters a deep sense of connection and compassion. Through these sacrifices, we learn the true meaning of love, not the fleeting, conditional love often portrayed in popular culture, but the deep, unconditional love that arises from selflessness and understanding. Of course, it is important to remember that not all suffering is beneficial, and not all sacrifices lead to growth. Sometimes, suffering can be senseless and unjust, and some sacrifices can be made out of fear or insecurity rather than love or purpose. In these cases, it is crucial to recognize the difference between suffering that serves a higher purpose and suffering that is self-imposed or unnecessary. The key is to approach suffering with mindfulness, self-compassion, and an understanding that not all pain is inevitable or worthy of sacrifice. Learning from suffering requires us to ask difficult questions and to be honest with ourselves about the lessons we are meant to learn. What is this suffering teaching me? How can I grow from this experience? What part of me needs to change or heal in order to move forward? These questions allow us to turn suffering into wisdom, transforming it from a burden into a blessing. Ultimately, sacrifice and suffering are not ends in themselves, but means to an end. They are tools that, when embraced with awareness and understanding, help us discover the depth of our soul, unlock our potential, and reconnect with our true purpose. Through sacrifice, we let go of what no longer serves us, and through suffering, we find the strength to transcend our limitations. Both are integral parts of the human experience, and by embracing them, we learn to live more fully, love more deeply, and become the individuals we are truly meant to be. Relationships and love are among the most profound experiences we encounter as human beings. They shape our lives, define our identities, and challenge us to grow in ways that few other aspects of existence can. Whether romantic, familial, or platonic, relationships are the crucible in which we learn about ourselves, others, and the world. Through love, we discover our deepest desires, our vulnerabilities, and our potential for connection. Yet, relationships are not always easy. They require effort, patience, understanding, and sometimes sacrifice. However, it is through these struggles that the true depth of love is revealed. And it is through love that we find our truest sense of belonging. At its core, love is a force that binds us together. It is the universal language that transcends cultural, social, and individual differences. From the love between a parent and child to the love between friends, love manifests in countless forms, each unique but equally powerful. In romantic relationships, love often becomes a mirror, reflecting both our highest qualities and our deepest insecurities. It is in the context of these relationships that we often confront our fears and doubts, question our values, and reconsider our expectations. Love, in this sense, serves not only as a source of joy, but also as a catalyst for personal growth. However, the experience of love is not always simple or straightforward. Many of us enter relationships with preconceived notions of what love should be, shaped by societal norms, cultural expectations, and past experiences. We are often taught that love is something that should feel easy, effortless, and unconditional. This idealized vision of love can set us up for disappointment when we inevitably encounter the challenges that come with deep, meaningful relationships. For love to truly flourish, it must be nurtured through communication, compromise, and mutual respect. It requires vulnerability, the willingness to open our hearts and share our innermost thoughts and feelings, even when it feels uncomfortable or risky. In romantic love, we often look for someone who can complete us, who can fulfill our needs and desires, and who will always be there to support us. While this expectation is natural, it can also lead to unrealistic standards. The idea that someone else can be everything for us is not only unfair to the other person, but also detrimental to our own personal growth. True love is not about finding someone who fills a void or makes us whole. It is about finding someone with whom we can share our lives, who accepts us for who we are, flaws and all, and with whom we can build something meaningful together. A healthy relationship is one in which both individuals are allowed to grow, change, and evolve, while still remaining deeply connected. The foundation of any strong relationship is trust. Trust is the bedrock upon which love is built. Without trust, there can be no genuine intimacy, no true connection. Trust allows us to feel safe and secure with another person, to share our deepest thoughts and fears without the fear of judgment or betrayal. It is the trust that we place in others and in ourselves that allows love to flourish. But trust is not something that is given freely. It is earned through consistent actions, honesty, and transparency. It is through the small acts of kindness, loyalty, and care that we build trust over time. And once it is broken, trust can be one of the hardest things to rebuild, requiring patience, communication, and understanding from both parties. Another essential aspect of love is empathy, the ability to understand and share the feelings of another person. In a relationship, empathy allows us to connect with our partner on a deeper level, to see the world through their eyes, and to respond with compassion. It is easy to become consumed with our own emotions, but empathy encourages us to step outside of ourselves and consider the feelings and perspectives of others. When we approach relationships with empathy, we create an environment of mutual respect and understanding, where both individuals feel heard and valued. This sense of emotional connection is what allows love to thrive and evolve. Love also requires patience. Relationships are not always smooth sailing. There are times when we face challenges, misunderstandings, and moments of conflict. It is during these times that the true strength of a relationship is tested. Patience is the key to navigating these difficult moments. Instead of reacting impulsively or letting frustration take control, we must learn to pause, reflect, and approach the situation with a calm and open mind. Patience allows us to listen more attentively, to communicate more clearly, and to find solutions that benefit both partners. It is through patience that we learn to accept each other's imperfections and grow together as individuals and as a couple. One of the most significant challenges in relationships is learning how to balance independence with togetherness. In a healthy relationship, both individuals must maintain their sense of self while also nurturing their connection with one another. It is natural to want to spend time together, to share experiences, and to build a life together. However, it is equally important to retain our individuality, to continue pursuing our passions and interests, and to maintain a sense of autonomy. Relationships thrive when both individuals support each other's personal growth and respect each other's need for space and independence. The ability to balance these two aspects of a relationship, togetherness and individuality, is what allows love to flourish and endure over time. In some relationships, love can also involve sacrifice, the willingness to put the needs of the other person before our own. While sacrifice should never come at the expense of our own well-being or happiness, there are times when we must make choices that benefit the relationship as a whole. Sacrifice in love is not about giving up our identity or compromising our values, but rather about finding ways to meet the needs of our partner while still honoring our own needs. This might involve making compromises, offering support during difficult times, or showing kindness and understanding when our partner is struggling. The willingness to sacrifice for the sake of love demonstrates our commitment to the relationship and our desire to nurture the bond we share. However, sacrifice in relationships should always be mutual. Love is not a one-sided endeavor. Both partners must be willing to give and take, to support one another through thick and thin. If one person is constantly sacrificing for the other without receiving the same level of care and support in return, the relationship can become imbalanced and unhealthy. True love is based on equality, mutual respect, and shared responsibility. When both partners are equally invested in the relationship, the love that they share grows stronger and more resilient. One of the most beautiful aspects of love is its transformative power. Love has the ability to change us, to help us become better versions of ourselves. When we love and are loved in return, we are challenged to be kinder, more patient, more empathetic, and more understanding. Love encourages us to step outside of our comfort zones and to embrace vulnerability. It pushes us to grow in ways we never thought possible, teaching us the importance of forgiveness, compromise, and communication. Through love, we become more aware of our own needs, desires, and boundaries, and we learn to respect the needs and boundaries of others. Despite its challenges, love remains one of the most rewarding experiences in life. It brings joy, fulfillment, and a deep sense of connection. Love allows us to create bonds with others that transcend time and space, creating a lasting impact on our hearts and minds. It is the force that gives meaning to our lives and provides us with the strength to face life's trials. Through love, we discover our true potential, and in the embrace of those we love, we find our truest selves. The soul, in many philosophical, spiritual, and religious traditions, is considered the essence of our being, the true self that transcends the physical body. It is believed to be immortal, timeless, and connected to a greater universal source. The soul is often thought to carry with it wisdom, purpose, and a sense of longing for deeper meaning. However, the journey of the soul is not without its challenges. These challenges are essential to the soul's growth, development, and ultimate fulfillment. They serve as lessons, opportunities for evolution, and moments of awakening that shape our human experience. Throughout our lives, we encounter numerous trials that test our resilience, our understanding, and our capacity for love and compassion. These challenges, while difficult and at times overwhelming, are not merely obstacles. They are opportunities for the soul to evolve and mature. Every challenge we face is part of a larger, cosmic design meant to guide us toward greater self-awareness and enlightenment. It is through overcoming these challenges that the soul gains wisdom, strength, and a deeper connection to its true nature. The soul's challenges often manifest in various forms, such as emotional turmoil, spiritual crises, physical hardships, and interpersonal conflicts. These trials are not necessarily random or punishing. Rather, they are often seen as purposeful experiences designed to catalyze growth and transformation. In many ways, the challenges we face are a reflection of the unresolved aspects of our soul, those parts of ourselves that are calling out for healing, integration, and understanding. They bring to the surface our deepest fears, desires, and unresolved wounds. forcing us to confront them and make conscious choices about how to heal and move forward. One of the primary challenges the soul faces is the illusion of separation. As human beings, we often perceive ourselves as isolated, separate from others and from the divine source. This sense of separateness can lead to feelings of loneliness, disconnection, and a deep yearning for something more. It is in this state of separation that the soul experiences a sense of longing, a longing to return to its original state of unity, wholeness, and oneness with the universe. The soul's journey, then, is often about overcoming this illusion of separation and reconnecting with the divine essence within and around us. The more we can dissolve the boundaries between ourselves and others, the more we can access the love, wisdom, and interconnectedness that is the birthright of every soul. Another significant challenge the soul faces is the process of self-discovery. The soul is on a constant quest for meaning, purpose, and understanding. We are born with an innate desire to know who we truly are and why we are here. This quest for self-knowledge can often lead to confusion, doubt, and uncertainty as we struggle to navigate the complexities of life. The soul's journey is one of exploration, a search for answers to the deeper questions of existence. However, the answers we seek are not always clear or immediate. They require patience, introspection, and a willingness to trust the process of unfolding. Through self-discovery, the soul learns to recognize its true nature, its gifts, and its potential for growth and contribution to the world. The soul's challenges also arise from the ego, the part of us that is attached to the material world and the identity we have constructed over time. The ego often operates from a place of fear, insecurity, and attachment, seeking validation, control, and certainty. It is through the ego that we experience the illusion of separateness, as it constantly reinforces the belief that we are distinct from others and from the divine. The ego can create resistance to the soul's true calling, leading us to pursue superficial goals, chase after external validation, and become consumed with material possessions and achievements. The soul, however, is not bound by the ego. It seeks alignment with the higher self, the inner truth, and the eternal essence that resides within. One of the soul's greatest challenges is learning to surrender, to release the need for control and trust in the flow of life. This is often a difficult lesson, especially in a world that values independence, self-sufficiency, and achievement. Surrendering does not mean giving up or passively accepting everything that comes our way. Rather, it is about releasing our attachment to specific outcomes and embracing the present moment with an open heart and mind. It is about trusting that everything is unfolding in divine order, even if we do not fully understand the reasons behind the challenges we face. Through surrender, the soul learns to align with the natural flow of life, allowing it to experience peace, acceptance, and a deeper sense of purpose. Another challenge the soul faces is the process of healing. As we navigate through life, we inevitably experience pain, whether it is physical, emotional, or spiritual. This pain often arises from past traumas, unresolved conflicts, and experiences that have left emotional scars. The soul's journey involves acknowledging and addressing this pain, allowing it to heal and integrate into the whole of our being. Healing is not an overnight process. It requires time, patience, and a willingness to face the wounds that we may have long buried. It also requires forgiveness, forgiving ourselves for past mistakes and forgiving others for the harm they may have caused. Through healing, the soul learns compassion, empathy, and the importance of self-love and acceptance. The soul's challenges also often involve the process of letting go. We are all attached to certain people, experiences, and outcomes, and these attachments can create suffering when things do not go as planned or when we are faced with loss. The soul's journey requires the ability to release attachments and embrace change, even when it feels uncomfortable or uncertain. Letting go allows the soul to experience freedom and liberation, enabling it to move forward with greater clarity, purpose, and openness to new experiences. It is through letting go that the soul creates space for new opportunities, growth, and transformation. Ultimately, The challenges that the soul faces are not to be feared or avoided, but embraced as integral parts of the journey. These challenges are the very catalyst for our evolution, pushing us to grow, heal, and awaken to our true potential. They help us shed the layers of false identity and ego, revealing the pure essence of who we are. The soul's challenges are the opportunities for us to discover our strengths, learn from our mistakes, and align with our highest purpose. It is through facing these challenges that the soul learns to transcend fear, embrace love, and fulfill its highest destiny. The key to navigating the soul's challenges lies in perspective. When we view our struggles as opportunities for growth rather than burdens to bear, we shift our mindset and open ourselves to greater wisdom and insight. The soul's journey is not meant to be easy, but it is ultimately one of profound transformation. Through the challenges we encounter, we become more fully aligned with our true nature, more compassionate toward others, and more connected to the greater tapestry of existence. The concept of the soul's evolution is deeply rooted in the idea that the soul is on a journey of growth, transformation, and ascension. This process is not confined to a single lifetime but spans across many experiences, often understood as cycles of reincarnation or spiritual development. The soul's evolution is a continuous unfolding, an awakening to deeper truths, a refinement of consciousness, and an alignment with its higher, divine essence. As the soul evolves, it moves from a state of ignorance and separation to a state of wisdom, unity, and unconditional love. At the core of the soul's evolution is the process of learning. Each incarnation or experience provides the soul with lessons and opportunities for growth. These lessons are often challenging, as they require the soul to face its fears, attachments, and limiting beliefs. The trials we face are not meant to punish us, but to awaken us to our true potential. They are the catalyst for spiritual growth, pushing the soul to transcend the ego and return to its divine state of being. As the soul learns from these challenges, it gains wisdom, strength, and clarity, gradually moving toward a higher level of consciousness. One of the most important aspects of the soul's evolution is the process of self-awareness. As we progress on our spiritual path, we begin to awaken to the deeper layers of our being, beyond the physical body and the ego. This awakening allows us to recognize that we are more than our thoughts, emotions, and experiences. We are eternal beings, connected to the divine source and all that exists. Through self-awareness, the soul begins to understand its true nature and its purpose in the grand scheme of the universe. This understanding is what allows the soul to transcend its limitations and move toward enlightenment. The soul's evolution also involves the release of old patterns, beliefs, and attachments that no longer serve its highest good. Throughout our lives, we accumulate experiences and adopt beliefs that shape our identity. However, not all of these beliefs are aligned with our true essence. Many are shaped by fear, conditioning, and external influences. As the soul evolves, it begins to shed these false identities and attachments, recognizing them as limiting and transient. This process of letting go is essential for the soul's growth, as it creates space for new insights, experiences, and a deeper connection to the divine. Another key element in the soul's evolution is the development of compassion and empathy. As the soul grows, it becomes more attuned to the interconnectedness of all beings. It recognizes that every individual, no matter their background or circumstances, is a reflection of the same divine essence. This understanding fosters a deep sense of compassion and love for others, transcending judgments, biases, and separateness. The soul evolves by embodying unconditional love, not only for itself but for all living beings. This compassion is what ultimately leads the soul to experience oneness with the universe and a profound sense of inner peace. The soul's evolution also involves the integration of both light and shadow. As we evolve spiritually, we come to understand that we are not simply beings of light but are also composed of shadow, those aspects of ourselves that we may reject, suppress, or avoid. These shadows can include our fears, insecurities, wounds, and unresolved emotions. However, true spiritual evolution requires us to embrace all parts of ourselves, both light and dark. By acknowledging and integrating our shadows, the soul heals and becomes whole. This process of integration allows the soul to transcend dualities, such as good versus evil, right versus wrong, and light versus dark. The soul learns that all aspects of existence are interconnected, and that true wisdom comes from understanding and accepting the full spectrum of being. As the soul evolves, it also moves toward greater alignment with its divine purpose. Each soul is believed to have a unique purpose or mission in life, something that it is meant to fulfill or contribute to the world. This purpose may not always be immediately clear, but as the soul evolves, it becomes more attuned to its calling. It may involve acts of service, creativity, healing, teaching, or any number of other expressions of love and wisdom. The soul's evolution is, in many ways, a process of discovering and embodying this purpose. When the soul is aligned with its true purpose, it experiences a deep sense of fulfillment, meaning, and joy. The evolution of the soul is not linear or predictable. It is a dynamic, ongoing process that unfolds over time, often taking unexpected turns and revealing new facets of the self. It requires patience, trust, and a willingness to embrace the unknown. As the soul evolves, it may go through periods of growth, stagnation, or even regression, but each step is part of the larger journey. The ultimate goal of the soul's evolution is not perfection, but a return to its original state of unity with the divine, where it can express its true essence freely and fully. In conclusion, the soul's evolution is a journey of self-discovery, transformation, and enlightenment. It is a process of shedding the limitations of the ego and aligning with the higher aspects of our being. The soul learns from every experience, grows through every challenge, and evolves toward greater wisdom, compassion, and love. Through this ongoing journey, the soul not only discovers its true nature, but also contributes to the greater cosmic unfolding, playing a unique role in the vast and interconnected web of existence. The journey of the soul is one of profound transformation, filled with challenges, lessons, and moments of awakening. As we reflect on the evolution of the soul, we come to understand that its path is not linear or straightforward. It is, instead, a complex and beautiful process of learning, healing, and returning to the divine essence from which it originated. Every experience, whether joyful or painful, serves as a stepping stone for the soul's growth. The trials we face, the suffering we endure, and the love we give all contribute to the deeper understanding of who we truly are and the purpose we serve in the grand tapestry of existence. Throughout the soul's evolution, we are reminded that we are not just isolated beings, but part of a larger, interconnected whole. Each soul plays a unique role in the unfolding of the universe, and our individual journeys contribute to the collective growth and awakening of humanity. By embracing our challenges and using them as opportunities for self-discovery, we learn to move beyond the limitations of the ego and align more closely with our higher, divine self. The soul's journey is ultimately about returning to a state of oneness with ourselves, with others, and with the universe. As we progress on this path, we come to realize that the soul's evolution is a continual process, one that spans across many lifetimes and experiences. While the specific details of our individual journeys may differ, the overarching theme remains the same. The soul is always seeking to expand its consciousness, to express love and compassion, and to fulfill its divine purpose. The challenges we face are not obstacles, but invitations to evolve, to grow in wisdom, and to embrace the fullness of who we are. They push us to let go of old patterns and attachments, to integrate our shadows, and to awaken to the deeper truths of existence. In conclusion, the soul's evolution is a process of becoming. It is the journey of shedding the illusions of separation and returning to the truth of unity. Every experience, every lesson, and every moment of growth brings us closer to this truth. By embracing the challenges, the suffering, and the love that come our way, we are participating in the great unfolding of the soul's journey. And as we do so, we not only evolve as individuals, but also contribute to the evolution of the collective consciousness. In the end, The soul's evolution is not just about finding our way back to the divine, but about embodying that divine essence in every aspect of our lives and helping others do the same.